coming in now, running for the 40th district delegate. She knows her stuff. I have a finance background, and so does Zalika, and she knows her stuff. And the fourth person running, because there are 3 seats up for grabs, with 4 people running, and the fourth person running is Frank Conaway Jr., who allegedly is MIA, missing in action. I've called him. I can't reach him, and I'm about to put out a all points bulletin or missing persons bulletin or something. Anybody who knows what Frank is, Frank Jr., please let us know. I knew his dad, Frank Sr. He was easy to reach. I'd go down to him in the office. He'd love to talk about his business ventures, but I don't know what's going on with Frank Jr. Zalika, what's going on?
Oh, wow. That's a good question, Sean. Actually, I've had a couple of people call me asking me this same question. And so I began to call around. That's that promotional side of me, that business side of me. I was disappointed that I did not see him in the debates that we did about 4 months ago with one of the neighborhood associations. It kind of bewildered me because Frank has been a delegate for, I believe he served 3 terms, 16 years.
Wow.
And 2 subcommittees. But I've been looking at all my opposition voting records.
Okay.
And I've got to tell you, their policies, things that they have voted down that really would have helped us here in Baltimore City, especially on crime, they voted nay to. I think that these delegates have been really just hold on, maintaining just the party agenda, just the National Democratic Party agenda. And I'm seeing that happen again now. And the problem with that is those party agendas really are not helping all of us on the ground in our day-to-day life. They're making our lives much worse, especially when it comes to the economy. Look at the gas prices in Maryland. When they had an opportunity to do something about that, they voted nay on it. They wouldn't extend the gas tax holiday. They wouldn't just put a hold on the automatic annual tax increase on gas, which would have, lowered the gas prices at least 36 cents. So, you have to ask yourself, where are our delegates? And that's why people ask me to run, and my heart is really, and my mindset is really in it. Because we need better policy, not just to help the state of Maryland, but we as delegates need to make sure that when we're lobbying for policies, they're actually helping our district that we represent.
That's right.
That's true. You mentioned something about the crime and their vote on the crime, because crime in Baltimore City is, I don't know what's going on with Mayor Scott, because when you say before you get in or after you get into office that crime rate is going to go down 15% every year you're in. Now, I'm doing the math. Again, here I am with this math business. 15% go down 2 years. 15 times 2 is 30, isn't it? So shouldn't the crime rate, Mayor Scott, be down 30% from what you said?
Well, that's a really big issue here when you talk about leadership that don't have integrity. Because when you switch the metrics of how you're even going to look at the numbers, statistically speaking, then it's like a riddle for them. But they have to realize that us citizens, the residents of Baltimore City, we're not naive.
No.
We're not, the average voter is not naive. They're educated. Even people that don't have degrees are really on when it comes to what's going on in their own communities. And they understand what their eyes see and what they experience on a daily basis. And so, we are not going to be bamboozled by fudged numbers. when it comes to the statistics, like that has happened for a few decades now. We're looking at real life and real time numbers. And if you're looking at the numbers, already we are at 264 murders. We're at over 700 people that have actually survived attempted murder, but their lives have changed and their families' lives have changed probably forever because now they have some type of disability. So no, we're not going to be bamboozled. I think that the average voter in Baltimore City are very smart with a lot of common sense. So no, we're not going for it. We already know that we've surpassed the numbers this time last year. We've already know we've surpassed the numbers even this time last year of non-fatal violence. So no, the plan is not working. Reimagining law enforcement without consequences is not working.
So what do you think of this holistic business? What the mayor is talking about in regards to the city and crime and I don't know, this kumbaya business. I don't. What do you think about it?
Let me say something here. It's amazing how every election cycle someone wants to come up with a brilliant plan, but they want to use a word that really can draw on people's emotion. Well, I think people have already figured that game out, that strategy out when it comes to elections. Let me say something. Government cannot control people's emotions. Government cannot control the people's behavior. What government can do is government can produce policies, and we don't need them becoming our parents. We don't need government officials becoming our doctors or our psychiatrists. We have plenty of that here in Baltimore City. Baltimore City has some of the world's renowned researchers, psychiatrists, specialists, John Hopkins. So we are not lacking the holistic approach to even human behavior. What we are lacking is good leadership that know how to implement and partner the right way with those organizations to make a difference. If you want to talk about crime, let's get back to community policing in the right way, not your so-called man-made holistic approach. Community policing is merely that when police officers are assigned to my district of 40 on Penn and North, instead of them spending all day sitting behind the wheel of a computer screen in their vehicles, they need to be getting out of their vehicles, going into the stores, meeting with the store owners, building that relationship. The young men that are standing in front of Arch Social Club, they need to get to know them by name. They need to be knocking on resident doors and introducing themselves and saying, look, what's your son's name? What's your grandson's name? I want to make sure that we're keeping them out of trouble. I want to make sure that we're kind of helping